All right, what's up, family? I'm Six. Welcome to Six Gear. It is official, the very first episode, and I got a real good friend of mine, man. This is my dog. You can look him up. There's his Instagram, but it's more than that. He is kind of with the vision, like he's with the culture, like the new culture that's coming to you guys live and uncut. But this is my dog, Jordy.
How you doing today?
Um, so tell the people about yourself just a little bit.
So my name is Jordy. They know me as Juke. Normally you've seen me, I'm on a CBR, based out of Tampa. You know, we're always around at the Tampa Bay meets. I'm the one who runs the Tampa Bay Bikes page. You guys have already seen me before. For those who haven't seen me, always feel free to come say hi and say what's up.
They coming in the building, man. Bikes everywhere, dirt bikes everywhere. I hope y'all can hear me. This is like our first kind of launch, and a good friend of mine, like we always talk about like the culture of Tampa. Tampa's got like this really big thing going on as far as like building a brand in Tampa with this bike scene. And this page, this concept, this culture, this is all about like us taking a closer look at some of the hottest content creators out and going under the helmet to see kind of what they're about, why they chose the bike life, the bike style that they're in. So that brings me to our first question. So what is this monster that you got here, man?
So this is a very beautiful 2024 ZX, not ZX, see? It's a CBR 600, you know, it's better than the ZX. Sorry for all my friends that have ZXs, but honestly, to me personally, it's a lot better. It's a 2024 CBR 600RR. Honestly, one of the pinnacle of bikes for Honda, other than the Fireblade and the 1000. It's actually one of the best starting platforms for bikes in the scene when people are starting off to ride. They always recommend these.
So you sound like a fan.
Absolutely.
So what's the best? I know a lot of there's that debate with 600s. What's the fastest? What's the best handling? What is in your opinion, the best 600 in there?
Honestly, the best 600 in my experiences, because you know I've ran with a couple and got to ride around with them. Honestly, the best 600 out there on the market is the ZX6R. Why? Because they have really good mid-range power, really good mid-range power. I've raced a couple of them. Mid-range, they take off really fast. That's honestly, to me, is probably the best performing one in the mid-range contest for 600.
So for the guys that don't really know the concept of like the mid-range, high range, like the more wheeling, you get the higher range, kind of torquey stuff where you're popping the clutch and you're doing a lot of the wheelies. Kind of the mid-range is what? More of the
Mid-range,
racers?
yeah, I mean, again, mid-range differs by different areas, right? A lot of people use mid-range to do the wheelies. A lot of people use the mid-range to take off. Like, ZX6Rs have mid-range anywhere between their starting point when they're starting to pull on people is anywhere between 5 to 9,000 RPM. That's their mid-range. And that's probably why I like it so much, because what it takes on a 1,000 to go really fast, the ZX6R will do it right there next to them. That's why I always consider it as a big, top performing 600. They have such a very nice little oomph.
Yeah. My personal favorite is the 600, like the CBR. So I also have a 600 CBR double R, and like I've ridden other 600s, and I don't know, like I enjoy riding the 600 kind of more than I enjoy riding the Ducati, because it's just, I don't know, it's a little more tamer.
Yeah.
But like there's plenty of power in the top end, low end.
Absolutely.
Like I don't know like the specs. I'm not like a track guy, not yet, but like to me, it's just kind of
It's a good bike.
a crazy enjoyable.
It's a well-performing, enjoyable bike.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've had my fair runs with a couple different bikes, and I've actually caught up with a couple different bikes, and you know they're kind of surprised about it. I've actually, you know, all jokes aside, I've actually topped out this bike. It did about 168, close to 170 on factory. So it keeps up with a lot of bikes. It'll keep up in the long run. Like I said, you can't race this thing with a 1000, but if you race it with another 600, it'll keep up all the way till the end and it starts to pull. So it's a really well-performing 600. And like I said, like I previously stated before, it's actually a really nice platform that Honda ever came out with, is that 600.
So let's talk about the bike like specifically. So how does this bike reflect who you are, like
So-
like as a like, and let's talk about like bike life,
Okay.
and the mods you put into the bike,
got
and
you.
the heart and soul that you put into the bike.
So right
Why
now,
is this bike your bike?
so the reason why I like this bike so much now is because of the current color scheme it has on now. Before I bought it, it was red. You know, every biker has their downside where they go down on a bike and, you know, they ruin their fairings. I went Repsols for a little bit, and then I actually went with this color at the end. This color not only defines me, it shows who I really am. What do I mean by that? I'm born in the United States. I have Cuban side of the family. I'm part Cuban, but I'm born here. So the colors reflect where I'm from, how I portray myself when I'm riding. Not only that, the helmet reflects it on it as well, because it's the same color scheme. So when people ask me, hey, why this color? Why not? HRC is the racing team, but at the end of the day, I went for the color to show where I'm from. You know, my family came from struggle from Cuba, and they came here to, you know, to give out a better life. So I like to portray that as I'm riding. And that's kind of like the message I give out to people when they see me. They're like, hey, where you from? Hey, man, look, I'm Cuban, but I was born here in the United States.
Right.
Originally, I'm from Miami, Little Cuba. So this is why I like the way it looks, the colors, the way it portrays itself. It shows me riding the bike.
What if you would have to describe like the type of rider you are, like, you know, within the legal terms, like what type of rider are you, and how does like this bike help you express like who you are as you?
Normally, I'm a chill, laid-back rider. All my friends who've known me, you guys know that I'm pretty chill, pretty laid-back, especially when we do group rides and stuff like that. Most of the time I chill back. I get a couple zoomies a night, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And it
No.
performs actually really well when I do it, so.
Okay, all right. Because I know with me personally, like your bike is like your expression.
Correct.
People who buy bikes, it becomes like this hobby,
Yep.
and this like really expensive hobby.
Correct, yeah.
And then it's like this addiction, and now you're thinking about,
Correct,
and
yeah.
now your day centers around,
Yep.
and you can kind of tell like the guys that come up and, hey man, I'm thinking about getting a bike, and the guys that come up be like, yo, what kind of bike is that, bro?
Right. We get a lot of people like that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does being a part of the bike culture mean to you?
Meaning to me of bike culture, and usually it all starts off with who you associate with yourself with, and how you guys operate in terms of, you know, family emergency and stuff like that. I see the bike community as another step of having people around you, people who don't have that family support at home. They can find that in the community. And I've actually met a lot of people like that. It reminds me of being in the military. I did serve 8 years in the US Army. So the bike community kind of reminds me of that. Me being separated from the military family, being in the bike community makes me remind myself, hey, I still have people that care about you. That's essentially for me what the bike community is. You know, if somebody breaks down or anything, hey, I'm staying with you, I'm gonna rock with you till you're ready. Or hey, better yet, I got a guy with a truck, I got you, don't worry about it. That's what the bike community means to me. Being there when somebody mostly needs it, and you're there and you're showing the support for it.
And prime example, so I've had my little spills or whatever, and like one text, so I was riding with this guy, and allegedly I did a little wheelie, and you know, this crazy stunted trick that I was trying to do, this backflip into the thing with the, so I looped, and a friend called Jordy, and 10 minutes later, like whatever he was doing, stopped doing that, came to the aid, and like, so that's like the bike kind of culture, the community. Like we break down, we
Absolutely.
call. It's all about like the common kind of passion, you know,
Absolutely.
that we share. So what are you trying to do in Tampa?
So
what have you started in Tampa?
So we start in Tampa. What I basically started was I branched off a Tampa Bay Bikes off the Tampa Bay Meets. It all started when the Tampa Bay Meets started last year. They were hosting different meets. And I started coming out on my bike and whatnot. And I had this great idea of just calling all the friends that I knew that had bikes. So I started hitting them up saying, hey, there's a meet on Sunday. Let's bring out as many bikes as we can. Let's start something. So about a month or two after all that, I was approached and he told me, hey, I need you to start a bike page and I want you to do your thing. So that's when I put two and two together and said, hey, you know what? All these cool cats that do on bikes, they're in Texas, they're in California, and stuff like that. I was like, why don't we do that in Tampa? Because everybody knows Florida. What do they think about when they think about Florida? Miami and Orlando. But not a lot of people think about Tampa. That's why I started this movement, because I want people, when they think about Florida and bike scene, they don't just think about Miami and Orlando. They think, hey, Tampa's getting a little jiggy out there. We should go try Tampa. That's what I'm trying to start. So people know what Tampa is. Tampa's on the map for a reason. We're going to make it bigger.
I can't wait to see all of this stuff post-production, because we kind of getting all of this stuff kind of figured out, and all this. I wanted all the live stuff, like the feeling of bike life. I want you guys to get like this raw,
Absolutely.
behind the scenes peek while it's going down. And like there's this scene here, and I want you guys to be a part of it. What do you think is like the message of your content? Because you're a content creator, you're always putting stuff out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting stuff out there, man. Originally, I'm a Christian, so of course, people will know and how I am. I'm a Christian. I follow God. At the end of the day, my bike content is not like every other bike content. I post the funny stuff and I post the good stuff, and then when I post serious stuff like a Bible verse or something, I still want to put that message out there, because you never know when sometimes people may need that little push
Right.
in their life. So, aside all the funny stuff that I'm posting, a Bible verse or two, or an audio that shows something like a message at the end, is stuff that I like to post. That's why, I started building up a little bit more on the content creating status, not just to become just another content creator, just to be, hey, it's that chill guy from Tampa. You know what? He's cool people. I like his vibe. That's what we're trying to look for. Not just any kind of content creator. Make sense?
Makes sense to me.
There you go.
So this is your now bike,
Yep.
and I know from personal kind of experience you love your bike.
Absolutely.
What is the next bike?
My next bike would have to be a CBR 1000 Triple RSP. That's my favorite bike, especially the new color scheme that they have for it. It's the pearl white with the red and blue, the Fireblade style. That's what I'm looking for next after my 600.
Okay, fill in this blank.
Okay.
When I'm on the bike, I feel
Free. I feel free. The only reason why I say free, we got a lifestyle other than being on the bikes. We have work, we have bills to pay and stuff like that. When I'm on the bike, honestly, it's probably the only time that I have to feel myself. I'm riding, I'm doing some cool things with the guys. I make videos for everybody. I like to feel free every now and then. And I have that at the power of my fingertips on the bike. So that's why I'm like, hey, we're doing a ride out. Let's go get some videos. And that's what I do. I bring my camera with me. I give my boys some content. At the end of the day, that's why I feel free. Because I like to have everybody around me be happy when we're riding, and me personally be happy when I'm riding. That way we feel free, we feel disconnected from our regular scheduled jobs, bills, problems at home, stuff like that. Feeling free is actually like something you can unlock in life. That's how I see myself, free on the bike.
You know what else is free? It's free for you guys to hit that like button, to hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely.
Make sure you stay tuned in, because more content like this is on the horizon. And this is like, so this interview to me is like, it's personal, because like when I first started riding, I'm kind of a new rider. This guy was kind of the first guy that I started like group riding with and everything. And a lot of what I run into is people like gas stations and everything, man. Hey man, I don't know where y'all be riding,
Right.
who be riding. And this guy showed me that like, you just talk to everybody, bro. Like, and cats ask, and hey man, here's my Instagram. And you just link cats up, because like, as you see here, like these guys, we don't kind of chill with each other after this and all of that, but we all meet, we all have one common kind of love, and
Absolutely.
passion and hobby.
Absolutely.
We get together, and then the cruise of riders and cruisers,
Yep.
and I'm on my way homers, kind of get together, ride, and we ride, for the night. Since becoming a biker, and I don't know how long you've done the biking thing, but since becoming a biker, and you're like a full-time biker, how has that changed your life?
Honestly, becoming a full-time biker It's changed my life in different ways. I know that a lot of people get into bikes and they just dive into it, like not doing the research, not doing like the proper seeking of information on how to ride, what to do, if anything happens. It's changed my life in certain aspects. Like when I do group rides and stuff like that, mainly like to lead a pack, to ride out. Love it. Why? Because we want to make sure we look good when we're going in. So it kind of gives you like a sense of like feeling like a good impression when you're walking in. As well as on the other side, when you're riding with people and stuff like that, it changes your life in a different way. Like, hey, you see life a little bit of a different perspective. The more time you ride, the more stuff you see while you're riding, kind of changes your vision on life. Meaning, going fast. Everybody's done it before, right? But you start thinking about, wow, maybe if I go this fast, I could lose X, Y, and Z. I've done my fair share of riding fast and stuff like that, but that's when your conscience starts to kick in. Hey, what if this happens? What's X, Y, and Z family member gonna say when I'm gone? Makes sense, right?
That makes sense.
So that's how it changed a little bit. I've gotten a bike, people think, oh, you're gonna go fast. Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because you have bikers that haven't been pulled over and they've been riding for 10, 15 years. You see what I'm saying? So it changes your life. It changes your life in that aspect where you start thinking, man, I got to be more careful, or man, that could have been me on that bike. Make sense a little bit?
Makes sense to me. Let me ask you this. What would you say to the guy that is thinking about becoming a motorcycle rider, but he keeps hearing like the horror stories? Like people die on them, they're too dangerous.
Honestly, and I've always told people this, and this is something that I actually learned from one of my friends. Whenever you're riding or you're thinking about riding, what you always have to keep in mind is ride your own ride at the end of the day. Yes, people crash. Yes, people, this guy.
Hey, tell that dude, man, to turn that off.
Hey, hey!
I could have did that.
Just play.
I could have did that. I don't get it.
Look, let me know y'all boys leave. I kind of fucked my phone up on the highway, so I gotta go fix this.
Alrighty.
All right.
I would say text me, but
That's
can't
fine.
text me.
Right.
Alrighty. But going back to that, man, what was the question again? Works out.
Okay, so what happened now? What?
What was the question again?
I
We got a
forget.
little sidetracked.
And I've been smoking. Next question. What is your favorite ride? Cruising, speedies,
So like,
stunting.
my favorite ride for me, solo ride. I like solo rides. It's the only time I can connect with my thoughts, listen to my music, and just chill out. Don't get me wrong, I love my group rides, and my boys will know that I love my group rides. But personally, every now and then, I like to go by myself. I could either ride, most of my rides are on my way to work. Those are my solo rides. Those are the times where, hey, I gotta lock in, get ready for work. I put my music on. I start thinking about how to approach my day for the rest of the day. Solo rides for me, they do it for me most of my time.
I would say that's kind of like my answer. Like, I'm a solo rider,
Yeah.
but like, I'm a thinker. So like, for me, on the bike, when I hop on and like, you gotta ride. So you gotta switch gears, and like my mind is always tuned to like tire pressure. Why did my bike do this and do that? And then I'm not thinking about everything,
Correct, yeah.
anything, So I think, my favorite ride is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Make you fall in love with bikes. If you were pulling up to whatever extravaganza, and they had to play your song, what song is playing?
My song right now, and it's probably gonna be for a hot minute, is Home by Shabuzi and Big X the Plug. That song's got me on a downward spiral. It's a very good song. If you guys haven't checked that out, please, please, please go listen to it. Shabuzi and Big X the Plug, Home. It's probably the best song you'll probably listen to because they're mixing rap and country. It's got me on a downward spiral. You guys got to check it out.
Rap and country.
Absolutely.
Is this? Oh, okay.
Absolutely. It's a very, very good song.
Okay.
Yep.
So what's you're in full gear, like you got everything kicked off, everything is still growing. Like I know you're a big part of like why this spot is what it is for us. What's coming up next for?
Coming up next for us, we're going to be hosting our own private events, meaning just strictly Tampa Bay bikes. We want to bring out bikes from different counties, different communities, bring people down from Tallahassee, bring people back from Miami. Our focus is to have people come out and enjoy as a middle spot in Tampa. So right now we're currently sitting at about 800 and something followers. As soon as we start hitting 1,000, we're going to start doing giveaway for merchandise. We're going to start doing bigger ride outs. We're going to start hosting our own private events just to get ourselves associated with new people coming in and finding out about who we are. That's what's coming up next for us. It's actually been talks in the agenda for about a month or two. But we've been strictly planning until after we start hitting 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000 followers to the point where we're starting to make a movement in Tampa.
And it's growing fast. Like a lot of these guys are supporters of what he has going on. But like all week, like he's working to get guys together, chill rides, and give guys kind of like a purpose,
Obviously,
after work, want to lay back and kind of stretch out, get on the bike, That's kind of like what we do. We chill. So that's it. We're going to wrap it up, guys. Remember, stay locked in. Make sure you're subscribed up. Hit that notification bell so next time we come out with some great stuff, he's going to be a part of what we're doing. Big things going on. 6 Gear. We're signing off. Remember to check my guy out. Here's all of his links. His links also will be in the description below. See you guys later. Shift into 6 Gear. I think I'm going to do that. Shift into 6 Gear.
Shift into 6 gear.
Kind of a shift thing.
Shift into 6 gear. I like it.
It's 6 Gear.
You can do it, yeah.